Give me a run for my money. There is nobody, no one that run me. So give me a run.
All right, girls, I am getting ready to head out for a night on the town. And basically, I did not want to wear a bra. So guys, Niidor has sent over a couple of items for me to try out. One being an adhesive cloth bra, the other being a silicone bra, and the other being inserts. So it's basically bra inserts. I am wearing the adhesive silicone bra, and guys, I have literally had this bra on for approximately 4 hours. The reason why I've had it on for 4 hours is because I wanted to make sure that it was going to stick, it was not going to sweat off, and that it was going to look amazing under my clothes. And so guys, as you can see, I initially put this on with a white tank top. I absolutely love it because number one, it is seamless. Number two, it does have the nipple covers. Not only does it have the nipple covers, you then have the silicone bra for additional security. And girls, you don't see any back fat or anything hanging over. What I'm gonna do is make sure that I put the links in the description box below. I would like to thank Niidor for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on to the vlog. Girls, so y'all, we are starting the vlog off in the bombshell boardroom because my air went out and they came to fix it or whatever. And it is so freaking hot in that apartment, so I had to get out of there and come downstairs. I had to move the car, but I also had to just come down here and cool off. And I'm like, maybe that's just maybe that's what's going on in the building, because when I tell you everybody and their mama is downstairs, girl, it's people. That's why I keep looking over to the side. There are people camping out in the lobby on the couch. I'm like, it's people everywhere, so, which is very unusual. Hey girls, okay, so we obviously have air. I did not come back last night or yesterday because baby, by the time the air kicked back in, I was exhausted. Like, y'all, I had no idea. Like, when you are sitting up in a really hot environment, it takes everything out of you, girl. I'm talking about everything. And so by the time it cooled off, even when I came back upstairs, it still wasn't completely cool. So by the time it cooled off completely, I was exhausted. You hear me? Girl, it got to the point I had the fan and the AC blowing to, speed everything up. But I'm about to run downstairs right now and get some coffee because I need to do some editing to this sponsorship that I have. So I need to do that. I don't know why, but I just be feeling like my under eyes just be feeling like super dark, like, just from eyeliner and stuff like that, even though I clean them really, really well. I don't like that, y'all. I don't like anything dark on my bottom lashes. On my bottom lid. I don't put eyeliner under there. I don't put mascara or anything because my eyes are already small enough. So if I were to put like a dark liner or mascara, it's just gonna make them smaller. So that's why I use that highlighter to open my eyes up a little bit more. But girl, ew, goodness, I don't like it. Let me see, try to get everything. But this is what I'm using now is like a tar. Is it called a tar, girl? It's like a deep makeup remover from Clinique. Oh my God, that's much better. Much better. Yeah, girl. Baby, I be trying to, yeah, I can't take it. I don't be liking a lick. Like if I'm gonna go barefaced, I'm completely bare. Not a lick of makeup. Okay, and then I use I told y'all about this in the last vlog, girl. Y'all better get up on this Suave Max Hold hairspray. Baby, it got the hair laying flat. I should have did a demonstration for y'all on the last one, but baby, it got the hair laying flat. Look at that shine, girl. Because all of the stuff that I'm used to using on my hair, the price is going up, y'all. These tariffs, oh, Baby, the way that these tariffs is wearing people out, girl. Yeah, so, oh, and it got the hair, it got the wig like really, really fitting tight. Suave Max Hold hairspray. So unscented, of course. So yeah, you better get up on this, especially if you tired of paying a damn arm and a leg, girl. Stuff that not even 6 months ago, stuff that was only like $5.99 is now $9.99. It is just ridiculous. I had to go with I had to improvise. That's the word I'm looking for. And on top of that, even with the beauty supply, even ordering the stuff on Amazon, the prices are just ridiculous. But yeah, girl, let me run downstairs and get my coffee real quick and I'll call you back. All right, girls, I have not talked to y'all all day. I was over here trying to film this sponsorship and, just take care of some things behind the scenes with emails and, applying for jobs and stuff or whatever. So yeah, I want to address something really quickly. I am not a mom, but I understand some of the things that moms go through, some of the sacrifices they made, and that is because I have had the opportunity to witness a lot of things through working in retail. I've witnessed how moms will come in the store, their phones will literally be on the last leg. The only thing that they could do on an iPhone is literally make a couple of, dial a couple of numbers or just access the phone book. Literally, the phone is hanging on by a thread, but despite the fact that the phone is hanging on by a thread, the kids always get the upgrades first. I've seen so many things. So I don't think kids understand the sacrifices that the parents make, because oftentimes when parents are making sacrifices, kids are not around. They're not there to see the sacrifices. And so I saw an upload today about this lady. Her name is Big Mama. That's the name that she goes by online. She has 5 kids. And so she's becoming a little bit famous through TikTok because she does videos where she'll be like, if Big Mama don't do nothing else, I'm going to feed these kids. And then she had the kids and she'd be like, come on, Jolly. But anyway, so she made a video about her oldest daughter. Her oldest daughter is 18 years old. She is in the 11th grade. And the mom saw, I guess, that the girl was trying to get her clothes together the night before school. So her mom was like, well, why don't you wear this shirt? It goes with the Jordans. And the girl was like, I can't wear those Jordans 2 days in a row. I wore those yesterday. So the mom was hurt. She got on live because she was like, well, if you can't wear your shoes back to back consecutively, what do you think about me? I pretty much wear the same thing every day. I make sacrifices. I don't get my hair done because I let the kids get their hair done first. And so she was just saying that she was just so hurt because of all the sacrifices that she makes. And she was also saying how, there's some type of like fancy backpacks or something that are in style. I don't really know. But her kids have those backpacks or whatever. And so she was just saying like her daughter is so focused on her appearance and how she looks school. And she was saying school is not a fashion show. You need to worry about graduating. She was like, you're already behind a grade. You don't need to be worried about what you have on. You need to be worried about getting your school, getting your grades together and graduating. You're 18 in the 11th grade. You're going to be 19 before you graduate, and so she was just saying that it hurt her feelings. And she was saying like, I know I do all of these videos showing y'all me feeding the kids, but she was saying a lot of times she goes without so her kids can eat. So it's sad. And I'm going to be honest, I just wish that kids understood the sacrifices that their parents made. That's number one. Number two, I know kids are very impressionable and they really having approval is really important, and I get that. One of the best things that my mom did for me is when she moved us out of Southwest Houston. By the time she moved us out of Southwest Houston, I went to a mixed middle school and I went to a mixed elementary school and a mixed middle school. My last year at the mixed elementary school was very, very different because being that I was around multicultural, a multicultural kind of situation or circumstances, I was around kids of every ethnicity. And what I learned is like when I first got to that school, girl, them kids was not worried about, oh, I got me some school clothes. They don't do all of that having new school clothes at schools that tend to be more mixed. So by the time we got to middle school, it was not that big of a deal. And girl, by the time I got to high school, if you had one little new thing here or there, okay, that's cool, but it just didn't matter because that just wasn't the thing. So I can honestly say that's one of the best things my mom did for me is get us out of a neighborhood and put us into another neighborhood where, you know, that type of, you know, it wasn't a fashion show to go to school. However, I know that times are different, the circumstances are different, but it just makes me so sad to see this lady go off the way that she is. And she's saying, people ask, I don't know if I said this, but they like, why you don't get your hair done? Because the kids got to get their hair done first. Well, why don't you do this? Because she's always putting her kids ahead of her. Not only does she do that, but she's also taking on some more kids that live in her household. She doesn't show these kids because they're not her kids. So anyway, she was saying, what do you think about the other kids that live with us that have to wear the same shoes every single day? And I don't know, y'all, it just made me sad looking at that because kids can be very selfish. I know kids at school can be cruel. Even the kids that know that you make sacrifices, they don't care because they only care about their own selfish needs. And so I've said this, you know, quite a few times on my on my channel. Sometimes you got to put you first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you make these sacrifices to get the things that they need, but don't forget about yourself. Because every kid, I don't care how kind and nurturing your kid is, they all go through this little stage where they want to rip and run with their friends. It might happen later on in life when they get to college, or it might happen in high school. But I say, don't forget about yourself because your kids will forget about you. They get a social life. They want to go to the mall, go to the restaurant. They want to do everything with their kids. And not one time when they're out enjoying dinner or doing the things that they do they really, rarely do they think about you as a parent. Now, I can't speak for every kid, and it's not to blame kids, but it's just a natural things that kids go through. And so, girl, it's just sad, you know. So don't forget about yourself while you're thinking about your kids. You still need to go on vacation. You still need to, you know, have, you know, some of the pleasantries of life. You still need to do staycations. Do shit for yourself. You'll waste away and spend every dime that you have to make sure that they have things. And I have witnessed a girl, I literally worked with this lady, y'all. This lady made so many sacrifices for her daughter. Her daughter was gorgeous. The girl was gorgeous, and the girl always wanted to be in some type of pageant, some type of this, some type of that, whatever. And the mama always made sacrifices for her to be a part of whatever she wanted to be a part of. Well, when the girl did her graduation speech, she did not thank her mama. She thanked her dad, the dad that kind of jumped back in her life in her latter years, her latter teenage years. And the mom was devastated and she was hurt. And so I just say all of that to say, like, girls, don't forget about yourself. You know, even if it's just going to the movies, going and doing a solo lunch, going on to town, buying yourself a bottle of perfume, just doing little things for yourself. Because if you don't, I just don't want you to witness your kids growing up and you've made so many sacrifices and they go on and they live a life, a great life, and then they won't do the same for you. All right, girls, I am back, y'all. I have been over here stalking my email because I'm trying to see what this company is going to say about the sponsorship that I completed earlier. I just need their final feedback. But anyway, so girls, this is what I was going to tell y'all about what we should start doing as far as looking for gainful employment. Today, I started my search to work for international companies. So I've applied for a company in Canada, a couple of companies in China, a few companies in Switzerland. I'm trying to think, in Mexico. And so the thing with these companies are you can be based in the United States. These are fully remote positions. However, of course, you'll have to work their hours. So for example, if I were to get an opportunity with Canada, whatever the hours are there, you would have to work on their hours. But another thing I like about some of these companies is that they, like the companies that I've applied for in Canada have been tech companies, and they actually need someone that's willing to travel at least 20% of the time in America. So I'm like, okay. So I applied for that or whatever. So I just wanted to kind of put that bug out there because it was a guy and he made a post about seeking employment in other countries. And girl, he landed a job in Mexico and he says he absolutely loved it. He loves it. And he was saying he loves it because he's noticed that international companies are a lot more lax. You know, like they don't have the traditional 40-hour work week. And it's just a lot. It just works a lot differently than how things work here. In addition to that, he still gets to have some of the American holidays because, again, being that he's American, the companies from Mexico, for example, they do business in America, so they know that they can't do business on Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And so he's kind of getting double for his trouble, if you will. So the company that I applied for today, it's a tech company. And so basically, I'll be doing something similar to what I was doing when I worked in cyber. I keep saying cybersecurity, but I worked in corporate security. And so it's similar to that or whatever. Y'all, when I worked in corporate security, it was very, very interesting, girl. Y'all, I used to work for waste management. You will not believe some of the stuff that people used to do. Y'all, people literally would break into some of the facilities and dumpster dive to collect what I call dumpster juice. It's a professional name for it, but it's dumpster juice. And dumpster juice is just all of the, people throw cups away, bottles, all of this, the liquid that kind of compiles at the surface of the dumpster. Y'all, they would break in there and steal that because in that dumpster juice, girl, they would be finding watches, bracelets, rings. It's a lot of valuable stuff in there, but that is just freaking disgusting. So anyway, I would basically have to make sure that those cameras, we had cameras installed in those areas, ensuring different angles, different types of cameras, depending on the weather and, so on and so forth or whatever. So it was a very interesting job. I enjoyed what I did, but just not where I did it. And I know there's a lot of people out there like that. Like you like what you do, but you just don't like where you do it. And so that's kind of how I felt about working at waste management. So yeah, but anyway, I'm trying to get back on track. So if there's anyone out there looking, just be open-minded when you apply for jobs, girls. We got to get creative. So what I did, I went on LinkedIn and I typed in project manager. And instead of me typing in USA, I literally typed in Canada, Mexico, Switzerland, China. I just literally typed in the countries that I would be interested in working in. What happened after that, it basically brought up a lot of Canadian companies. And then from there, I just read each job requisition that I was interested in, and then I applied. And so, yeah, that's basically that or whatever. So, yeah, I also reached out to a couple of my old coworkers that are now working in HR. So I reached out to a couple of people. So, girl, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I said this in the last vlog, but I'm just trying to burn the candle at both ends and cover all my bases. You know what I'm saying? Like we may stay in the content creation realm or not. I don't know. What I can say though is I recently increased my rates and people have been biting and I like that. So that's always a good thing, guys. Just consider increasing your rates because the cost of making content is going up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have to buy any specific tools or anything to create that content, you need to be compensated for that. My I basically increased my rates because it was just time, and I could not see constantly working for the same rates that were in place, especially y'all with inflation and the economy, y'all. Oh, just make sure that you are getting your worth. And, a lot of times, a lot of times companies will say no, but oftentimes they'll come back and, they'll want to work with you. So anyway, I just needed to come back and tell y'all that. But I think what I'm about to do is watch, I think it's called Heart and Hustle of Houston. And it's a new reality show about these ladies, boss chicks or whatever, in Houston. And I just kind of want to get a feel for the show. So let me do that and then I'll give you guys a call back later. All right, girls, I forgot to tell y'all that L'Oreal actually sent us something, girl. I was so surprised. I got a knock on the door and I was thinking like, who is this or whatever. So the person said something and walked off. And when I opened my door, it was a package and it's L'Oreal. So this is L'Oreal's Age Perfect Skincare. So this is a dual serum. And so basically it has collagen peptides and it's supposed to work for tone evenness, firmness, and fine lines. So basically, you can use this twice a day. They're recommending that you use it before your daily care. So I'm assuming like your face care routine. So after you wash your face, you use this and then you use your moisturizer and whatever else you do to your skin. So anyway, I'm actually going to use this. They say that you should see results in 2 weeks. I'll be giving you guys an update. I put a little bit of it on my hand just to kind of check the texture, and it feels amazing. It is very, very thin, and to be really, really honest with you girls, it does remind me a lot of the Lancome products that I have. Now, this one does have a slight smell, but it reminds me of the Lancome night repair. Yeah, the advanced night repair. That's what this reminds me of or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, I just needed to come back and show y'all that before I take my makeup and stuff off or whatever. So let me do that. And if I don't come back and talk to you guys tonight, I'll talk to y'all in the morning. Hey girls. Okay, let me explain. I know in the last clip y'all seen me with the wig, okay? How and ever. I just started thinking and I was like, you know what? I wanted to kind of just give my hair a break from the wigs, okay? Literally a spur of the moment decision. Let's go ahead and embrace that because that's something that Capricorns typically don't do. We don't make spur of the moment decisions. However, these last few days, maybe I'm gonna be honest, the last few months or two, I had been thinking like, man, I want to just give my hair a break and I wanted to transition back into sew-ins. And I was thinking, I was like, well, my hair is so fragile and it's so curly, and how am I going to keep a sew-in maintained, especially with my texture? And I have fine hair and my hair is really thin as well. Okay, so what I decided to do was get my clip-ins out. Let me see, who sent me these? Who sent me these? So these clip-ins are from Curls Queen. And I wanted to just kind of give my natural hair baddies some encouragement, especially if you girlies are dealing with thin hair. You guys know that my thin hair is a result of me having bariatric surgery. Okay? However, my hair also became extremely curly after I had bariatric surgery. I always had wavy hair and then my hair changed. So girls, your hair will change throughout the years of your life. Sometimes after pregnancy, sometimes after, even if you go through a major period of stress, it's just, times where your hair will change. My hair, again, it changed after having weight loss surgery. So now I have to learn how to manage curly hair. I hope I'm sorry girls. Y'all have on this silicone bra, and excuse the dress, girl, it's wet from me messing with this hair, but my silicone bra thing was showing, so if y'all saw something, that's what it was. But anyway, so my hair changed after weight loss surgery, yada yada yada, whatever, who cares? Okay, so because I have been thinking about doing something different with my hair these last few months, weeks, whatever, I got out the curl clips and I just clipped the clips in. However, here is the trick for the girlies with the curly hair like me, fine hair like me, okay? If you want to do clip-ins, guys, the trick, what I just learned with these clip-ins, let me see. First of all, I have my hair in a ponytail, all brushed back in a ponytail. The only thing I have out is literally maybe, let me see. This isn't even out. Believe it or not, guys, this is brushed back into a ponytail, which you guys see right here. That's part of the ponytail. This part right here, so all I have out is literally this right here, what you guys can see. What I did, I put the ponytail in, but I started putting the clip-ins above the ponytail because this hair is so full. Guys, your first 2 rows of clip-ins, literally the first 2 rows you clip in, you're just gonna put them in normal. The trick to getting your hair to look more full, you have to put the clip-ins backwards, literally. I'm gonna see if I can do a live demo for you guys. Let me see. You know what? In fact, let's take this one out. I'm gonna take this one out. And you guys see my hair. This is all of my curly hair in its glory, okay? So, with this clip-in, you're literally going to put it in this way, like this, and then flip it over. Another thing you need to know is, girlie, it is okay to tease your hair a little bit. In fact, I was watching, guys, I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly, but I love her content. Her name is Taja. And I can't pronounce her last name, but anyway, I don't know what video it was, but she went to like an event and they were doing clip-ins, and I seen when she got her clip-ins done, the lady that was doing her clip-ins literally teased her hair. So I was like, oh, that's how you do it. So it's okay if you have to tease your hair a little bit. All right, what I'm gonna do is take and pull this part back. And then what I'm gonna do is literally tease this piece right here. Okay, now we're gonna tease that all the way down. Some of this, guys, some of that hair caught in there is from other clip-ins, but that's fine. Okay, we're also gonna take this piece right here and we're gonna tease it, okay? And don't worry about blending or anything, especially if y'all super curly like me, girl. You know when you have super curly hair, the good news is with being a curly head baddie is that the hair typically just kind of, you know, it falls in place. So now you're gonna have your clip in. I'm gonna comb this out just a little bit, okay? Now I am also going to tease my clip in at the root a little bit. What I'm now going to do is take the clip in and I am going to clip it into the portion of my hair that I teased, okay? We got our clip in now. You're now gonna take the part that you flipped over and you're gonna tease that as well. Okay, so you're just gonna tease it down. And the closer you get to the root, the better. But if you wanna do a little bit more, that's fine, depending on the level of volume you want. I'm a girl from Texas, and in Texas, baby, it's the saying is the higher the hair, the closer to heaven, okay? So I like my hair to have a lot of volume. However, not so much where I look like a Christmas tree, baby. Baby, let me tell you something. This little silicone thing is weird. Y'all, let me put a robe on, hold on. Okay, girls, I'm sorry about that. Y'all, I just be trying to be like, you know, appropriate and stuff, and I don't want to keep stopping and messing with these stupid silicone pasty things. Well, they're not stupid. They're actually really helpful, but I don't want them to show. But anyway, okay, I keep getting off track. All right, so now what I was saying was what you don't want is for your hair to look like a Christmas tree right now is giving, it's definitely giving Christmas tree, okay? So you're going to start molding and shaping. And now all that means is, you know, just brush it down a little bit, and if you have to put product on it, that's fine. I did put product on my hair before I called you girls. Now I'm gonna take my bottle, my water bottle, and that's it, and just pull the curls out. Now I am gonna do a little bit of twisting and molding just to kind of shape the hair, but you guys see that I really didn't have to do a whole lot for this texture to match my hair. I don't even know what my hair texture is. I don't know. I just know that it's curly It's a little bit coily, and it's really fun. Okay, all right, now that we got it kind of shaped up the way that we want it, sometimes my curls are very, very disrespectful. So what you're gonna do to tame those disrespectful curls, like what I mean by disrespectful, look at that curl sticking up. You're gonna take some a wax stick. This is just a random wax stick that I purchased from Amazon a long time ago. And you're just gonna kind of work the wax stick in just a little bit. And then don't fight your hair going, you know, through like with these waves right here. Really what you're seeing is just kind of like the weft from the sew in, but don't fight that because you're not going to be, not the sew in, I'm sorry, from the clip in. Don't fight that because even though you see like the weft or whatever, it still makes your hair look wavy. So I have enough hair to cover those things up. And so it still has your hair looking uniform. And basically you just kind of go through it and you just shape it. Now right here, I just want a little bit more volume, just right here. So I'm gonna manipulate this piece right here. Y'all, I freaking love these clip-ins. Now, you're not supposed to sleep in them, but girl, they so comfortable. I don't know now. I'll probably take them out though. All right, so now I'm just gonna go in right here and just kind of manipulate that a little bit with some of the wax. Guys, this hair is damp. And so what I'm gonna do now that I have it kind of laid down the way that I want it, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more wax right here. And that's what I'm saying, like, girl. Oh, y'all, sometimes having curly hair, look at it. Oh my goodness, it's a blessing and a curse, but I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna show you how to, you know, kind of combat that a little bit. So all you're gonna do now that you have and girl, look how much body, look, they look so natural. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna take this piece right here, and all you're gonna do is finger coil each curl, not each one, but just in chunks. And that way you can kind of tame your hair, your natural hair, and you can get it to blend in more, even though it's blended pretty well. But you also need to tame the clip in. I'm just gonna twist it like this. And y'all, literally that's it. I'm just gonna twist it. And I'm just gonna go in not super big chunks, but not really small either. And I'm just gonna go throughout my hair and do that until everything is twisted and, you know, uniform. And that's it. And that way, once this hair does completely once this hair does completely dry, it's not going to be bushy like it is right here. And that's because, again, when your natural hair dries, if it does not dry like that, you just want the hair to look natural. You don't want this part up here to be like super curly, you know, with that natural shine, and then you get down here and you have more fullness and it's not defined. So you really, that's just, you know, that's just my, I don't know. I like for things to be uniform. Now, if you like a look that is not as defined, guys, you don't have to do any of this. You can just put your clip-ins and go. But the most important thing about these clip-ins is, girl, just make sure you put them in backwards as you know, progressively go towards the top, so you can have more fullness and the hair does blend more.
If you be the gas, I'll be the rubber band. You be the match, I will be the fuse. Boom, and a baby, you can be the muse. I'm the reporter, baby, you can be the news. Cause you're the cigarette, and I'm the smoker. We raise it better, cause you're the joker. Sit off, you are the job. I can be the blackboard, you can be the dog. Hey, babe, even when the sky comes falling, babe, even when the sun don't shine, I got faith in you and I. So put your pretty little hand in mine. Even when we're down to the wire, babe, even when it's do or die, we can do it, baby, simple and plain. This love is a sure thing. My heart belongs to a woman. She's my only love. She's my
Hey girls. All right, y'all. So let's address the elephant in the room, the hair. Y'all, that hair was gorgeous that I had in my head. Oh, the mic is upside down. So the hair was gorgeous, but it was a lot of maintenance. And I'm gonna be honest, I took the clip-ins out. I was gonna restyle them, but I just didn't feel like it. But I will probably do it again. And plus, I wanted to show you girls how to kind of fill your edges in if you have really sparse edges. I ordered some gel that kind of, it basically is like a builder gel, and it has a little bit of a like adhesive in it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of tacky, and it helps you kind of like fill your edges in if you want to add hair. But I ordered the wrong gel, and because I ordered the wrong gel, I just was not able to achieve the look I wanted. So in the next vlog, I'll make sure we do that. But hey girls. All right, y'all. So let's address the elephant in the room, the hair. Y'all, that hair was gorgeous that I had in my head. Oh, the mic is upside down. So the hair was gorgeous, but it was a lot of maintenance. And I'm gonna be honest, I took the clip-ins out. I was gonna restyle them, but I just didn't feel like it. But I will probably do it again. And plus, I wanted to show you girls how to kind of fill your edges in if you have really sparse edges. I ordered some gel that kind of, it basically is like a builder gel, and it has a little bit of a like adhesive in it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of tacky, and it helps you kind of like fill your edges in if you want to add hair. But I ordered the wrong gel, and because I ordered the wrong gel, I just was not able to achieve the look I wanted. So in the next vlog, I'll make sure we do that. But y'all, another thing that's going on with the vlog, I don't know, maybe it's just God not wanting me to put certain stuff in this vlog, but everything that I filmed is just like, God is like, don't put that in there. Don't put that in there. And it's like, I'm not necessarily saying anything offensive or anything, but I don't feel comfortable with the footage that I shot after we had the bathroom scene. So I decided not to put it in the vlog. But let me just say this, guys. Y'all, please, 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 when you start getting these offers from these companies, and this is to my newer creators, or maybe some of my creators who've been doing this for a while and you just have not started incorporating AI into your content, guys, please start using Chat GPT to make sure that these contractual deals and these brand deals and sponsorships are tried and true. I have almost gotten scammed about 3 times since I hung up with y'all. The last time we talked was when I was actually in the car telling you girls some stuff, but we're not gonna put that in the vlog. But anyway, y'all, please be careful, because I consider myself a very smart woman. I feel that I'm very intellectually inclined in every capacity, but they almost got your girl. But it was just that second sense. It's just like one of those things. I don't know if you guys ever heard this saying, but we used to use it in project management. It basically, the saying is trust but verify. So trust that the person sending you something is, they're wanting to do a good deed on your behalf, but you want to verify that as well. And so something in me just was like, I still need to use the practices of project management in what I currently do. Okay, so I started thinking about it like, you know what, trust but verify. Baby, when I tell you I went down to Miss Chat GPT, and she done told the people up, girl. She done told the contract up. She done told the agreements, girl. She literally, I put the contract in, and she was like, this is fake. This is fake. This is not true. If they want this, then you need to do this. Like, some of these contracts, these people should be ashamed of themselves. It's almost like they're trying to get you into like a 360 deal, and it is awful. One company literally was like, if you work with us, a clause in the contract was saying, if you work with us, you will not be able to create this specific type of content for the next 12 months. And that particular type of content is what people are now contacting me for. So while I'm not necessarily getting a lot of beauty opportunities, I'm getting a lot of technology opportunities. And maybe it's because we talk about things like Chat GPT and technology and stuff like this in my vlogs. So I'm attracting a lot of companies like that. But with that being said, a lot of times these companies, it is a real company, but the representative is not real. So either that's happening where they're telling me, well, if you do a project with this particular software, you won't be able to represent another company with a similar software, and that's unacceptable. And if you want a 12-month clause, you're going to have to pay me for that. And so a lot of times they just expect that you're going to sign the contract and you're not going to fight or you're not going to question anything. And I'm like, then you haven't heard about me. You haven't heard about me if you don't think that I'm going to question the validity of these contractual terms. Okay, so that's one thing. Another company, yes, this is a real company. However, they sent over a contract wanting me to purchase the product. Guys, don't ever purchase anything. If a company wants you to purchase something, understand that it's not a real opportunity. You should never be asked to purchase anything. So the amount of money that they were willing to pay in comparison to the amount of time it would have taken me to create this project was amazing. However, you should not be asked to buy anything. And so you want to look for that, and all you have to do literally is take the contractual terms or even the email, put it in Chat GPT. I've gone as far as putting in the actual email address. I've gone as far as doing that. Guys, do not get scammed. Do not let these companies scam you. That's the moral of the story. Also, listen, I don't care if you are a content creator or if you are in, project management industry, or even in a position where you have to do presentations. If at any point something speaks to you and says, do not put this project out, do not put this presentation out, do not put this footage out, listen to that voice. Even if you don't understand why, do not do it, because that means that in some kind of way, there is God's divine protection. You're being protected in some capacity. So I just wanted to say that. And honestly, that's what's been taking the vlog. Baby, this vlog is never ending. And so also, my sister and I, we were supposed to go to the museum, and so I was kind of holding out so I could put that in the vlog as well. But unfortunately, girl, people. All right, girls, we had to come move old Bessie. Y'all know the drill. Shit. Girl, y'all, why did I just see one of my neighbors and he was telling me that they put like a sticker thing on his car, and that's because he works out of town. And, his car just kind of stays in one spot or whatever. So, girl, they put a sticker thing on his car. Just basically telling him that the car is going to be towed or whatever. I don't know. I'm just like, but we have like these little QR code registration things on the car that tells you we're residents. But I guess they look at it like if your car has been in a certain place, like, for 2 months or what have you, then they look at that as I don't know how to explain it, but all I know is that's what I don't have time for. Okay, let's see here. Where are we gonna move old Bessie to? Maybe we'll just move her across the parking lot. Let me see. And the car does still work, guys. It's just not I mean, I can drive it a little bit, not much, but enough to move it from spot to spot. Okay. All right. Yes. Well, all right. Ooh, y'all know what song this made me think about? Oh, yeah. All right. Pull up them tables and chairs. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me see. Well, all right. Well, all right. Oh yeah. Well, all right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me do my Kappa scroll. How they be doing the shimmy? Hey. Girl, what they doing? Hold on. Y'all playing now, baby. Don't play with me. Okay, well, you get the gist of it. I guess our car concert is over, girls. But anyway, so that's the song I'm feeling like right now. Despite everything else that's going on, all of the craziness in the world that's going on, guys, not to get into my whole Martin Luther King or Rochelle Luther King thing, but no matter what's going on in the world, like, you can always find just a little bit of joy. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of joy in any situation, you know. And so anyway, girls, I was you know, the neighbor that I was talking to that said he had a sticker on the car, he was like, yeah, I was talking to our other neighbor, because we all live on the same floor. Y'all, this is funny. We all live on the same floor. And so I don't know the other neighbors, you know what I'm saying? The only people I know is the guy, it's the guy that lived next to me, girl. And that's a whole nother story. Anyway, he's an older guy. My neighbors next door. I just speak to everyone in passing. But anyway, so this particular guy that I was talking to was telling me, like, he was talking to another neighbor, and they were both saying how attractive. He was like, we got we got some bad, he didn't say bitches, but he was just like, it's some good looking women on our floor or whatever. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, the guy started describing me and the other girls, and he was just like, yeah, man, but don't try to fuck with none of them or whatever. And I'm like, you know, I'm glad he said that. And he was just saying, you know, some women, you can look at them and you just know, like, you can't, like, talk to them or approach them in a way. You cannot. And I like that. I like the fact of, like, you know, some people observe you and they know that they can't approach you in a certain kind of way or try to holler at you a certain kind of way. Or I really, really like that, you know. So yeah, he was also saying, you know, the thing, I guess he's a single guy, girl. I don't know. I didn't ask, because that ain't my business. But he was saying, like, the thing with the women that he's met in Houston. Now, he is from Louisiana. He was saying the problem with the women that's in Houston is, like, they only want to be approached by the men that they are attracted to, and that they only want to be approached by the good looking men or whatever they find attractive. But the problem is, as an attractive woman in this city, you gonna be approached by everybody. And I be trying to tell y'all that, like, the girls who, you know what I'm saying, when I be talking to y'all about these men's down in Houston, girl, everybody gonna try to holler. If you're a good looking woman, everybody gonna be on you, and they gonna be on you. It don't matter if you down to the carnival or down to the funeral. I told you that already. They gonna be on you. And unfortunately, you don't have there is no picking and choosing in terms of who's going to try to holler. The only thing you can choose is who you entertain. That's the only thing you have control over. But girl, they going to be out. Girl, the masses is going to be on you. And I would just say, like, try to at least establish, you know, a friendship, not with everybody, because everybody's not going to understand, you know, the law of the land, that you don't want them as a man. Oh, that rhyme bars. But anyway, they're not going to understand that. They're going to want more no matter what. But there are some people that you can at least have in your corner, you know what I'm saying? And so at least try to make friends with some of them, girl. You know what, can I recant that statement? Can I recant that statement? Because I'm gonna be honest, girl, it's hard to be friends with these men. It really is. But I will say this, at least try to have a network. At least try to build a network of people. Now, I don't know if any of the men is going to be a part of that, because sometimes they don't know how to take no for an answer. But anyway, girls, I just needed to come out here and move this car and, you know, or whatever. So I guess we're going to go back upstairs. I wanted to order some stuff from Instacart because I wanted to make some nachos tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, at this point, I'm rambling, girls. Let me go ahead and get everything together out of the car, and then I'll see y'all when I get back upstairs. All right, girls. So I hope y'all can hear me okay, because I'm about to wash these clip-ins, because we're going to give it another run. Not tonight, but like I said, in the next vlog. But these are gorgeous. It's just, I don't know, y'all. I just need to wash them and get them, you know, conditioned and stuff. So maybe they won't be, because they got really, really poofy after a while. And they were not super manageable, you know. And then I don't feel like I had them clipped in like super, you know, really, really good. I was just experimenting, but now I kind of know like how we're going to do it the next time. So anyway, girl, wait a minute. Let me get this. Oh, and by the way, y'all know one thing about me, I am going to use some Cremo to wash the wigs. Before I stopped selling wigs, girl, I had started washing the wigs with the Cremo. Baby, this is it right here. Now, Cremo is a little pricey, but it's worth it. Because when you wash your wigs with Cremo, you don't have to, it's a body wash, but it's very, it's very moisturizing. And so you don't have to worry about using a conditioner, even though I am going to use a conditioner. Also, the Cremo just makes your hair smell so freaking good. So yeah, I like that or whatever, but I'm just trying to get them, I'm going to close the clips up. I'm just trying to get them to get them really, really wet. And then we'll start using the product, because I feel like because of this type of hair, the density of the hair is super thick. If we start washing them first, we're going to end up using more product than we have to. You know what I mean? Listen, y'all, why did I see someone had uploaded a video of them. She was dating this guy, right? He broke up with her. He had broken up with her 2 days prior to her filming the video. So after two days after they broke up, she spots his car. I think it was either outside of a movie theater or either a really nice hotel. Like, I don't know which one it was. So she then uploaded a damn TikTok crying, talking about what should I do? What should I do? And I wanted to comment, but I didn't. I wanted to say, do nothing. Go home. Go home. Block his number, go heal, and then go on with your fucking life and never talk to him again. Just, he broke up with you. He's going to try to come back. Girl, they always try to come back. Listen, I don't care how big of a flex I say it is when I say, because I be like, the biggest flex is when a dude don't try to come back. Girl, they all try to come back, okay? I just be feeling like when they don't try to come back, it's because the boundaries you set in a relationship were so good till they know better. But unfortunately, girls, they all try to come back. So anyway, my thing to her was, first of all, you don't do anything. Leave it alone. Go home, go heal, block his number, and go on with your life. And go no contact. And no contact is basically when somebody break up with you, if you want to when they break up, the only thing you should say if you want the relationship to work is, are you sure? The minute they tell you yes, they say yes, leave it alone. I know it hurts. I know it's painful, but leave it alone. Leave it alone. And just try to go on with your life. You have to go no contact, okay? No contact is you don't call them, you don't text them, you don't do anything. Literally, they gotta be dead to you. And I'm talking about mafia dead, okay? Not Tyler Perry dead. You know what Tyler Perry dead is? When they come back, they get resurrected. Because with Tyler Perry, when somebody down his show, they can be back a couple of episodes later. So no, they need to be mafia dead. After you go no contact, you heal and you go on about your life. The reason why I say go no contact is because I've had to do that before in relationships. And when I tell you that's the biggest power move, that's a very big power move. But I know that a lot of people won't do that. People be like, oh my God, you're so strong to be able to do that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't do it to play a game. I just do it because I'm going to be honest with you. If I tell someone to leave me alone, I mean it. I mean leave me alone. And I have to look at it like if someone were to ever tell me to leave them alone, I have to look at it like this person meant it, and just out of respect for what they asked for, I have to give it to them whether I like it or not. Just like if I say leave me alone, I would want that same respect. I would want someone to respect the fact that I said leave me alone, and they leave me alone. And so that's why I feel that you should go no contact, because it's respecting their boundaries, but it's also respecting you. But here's the catcher. Here's the thing, girls. And we're not trying to do no psychological warfare. We're not trying to play no games. However, if you look up the impact of literally not talking to someone again or ignoring someone, guys, when you don't talk to a person and you completely ignore them, especially when they've initiated the breakup, psychologically, it feels like they have been physically hit. So imagine somebody hitting you as hard as they can, how you feel. Well, you can hit somebody without even touching them, literally by never talking to them again. Look it up. It's true. Look it up. And so it's just the fact of like, that's a power move. You know what I'm saying? It is a little strategic. And unfortunately, guys, I'm a Capricorn and I'm left-handed. Unfortunately, guys, I'm strategic. I'm very strategic. And so for me, it's a strategy, but for me, it's also a power play. Like, and I'm good at it. And I hate that. I hate that I'm good at like just never talking to a person again. And I'm like, it don't bother me, but I know that it works. And I know, but also that's how you get your power back. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it to get the person back or nothing like that. You're doing it to get your dignity back and your self-worth back, because it's like, imagine somebody literally balling you up like a piece of construction paper, walking outside, opening a trash bin and throwing you in there with all of the dirty diapers, dirty cups, dirty shoes, the dirt. And then imagine imagine the dumpster, the trash man coming to pick you up, dump you in the back of a dirty truck, and then drive you off to a landfill and then dump you in a landfill. Essentially, that's what a person has done when they told you they don't want you anymore. They have essentially thrown you away. So why would you get yourself out of the trash and then walk back to the place that put you in the trash? You cannot go back. You can't heal in the place where you were hurt. You know what I'm saying? And so it just would not make sense. And so the way that you get your dignity back, the way that you get your power back is literally respecting somebody's boundaries and literally never talking to that person again. Yes, it is hurtful. It's painful. It hurts, but it gets better. And you always win in the end. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you're not doing that to get them back. You're doing that to get yourself back. I've done it, and I'm gonna be honest, once you've done it, it's not as hard to do it anymore. But unfortunately, I have an avoidant attachment style. I am naturally a very avoidant person, and I avoid circumstances and situations to protect myself. And that's the reason why I'm really good at just walking away. And it's not on purpose. It's just a protection mechanism. And that's just how I have learned to handle things in life. Unfortunately, it's not good. But anytime you deal with a person with an avoidant personality, they're going to be good at just walking away and never talking to somebody again. And it's just like, I've done it before. And y'all, by the way, it doesn't have to be, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It doesn't have to be no big knockdown, drag out argument, or y'all don't have to cuss each other out and have this nasty fight. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Things can end cordially and you just never talk to the person again. So let's normalize protecting ourselves. Let's just normalize those things. And then also another thing that I want to talk to y'all about when it comes to protecting yourself. When I think about the Kirk and the Rashida situation with their son, if you guys don't know, Kirk and Rashida have a daughter. Daughter's name is Kelsey. Kelsey was dating a guy. The guy was abusive towards her. He ended up being basically her younger brother took his life, took the life of the boyfriend because he was abusive towards her. The only reason why I feel that boy was probably abusive towards her is because he probably felt that she was not protected. He probably was like, well, because he had been hurting her and abusing her. I feel like he looked at the situation like, well, shit, she comes from an abusive family. I'm going to do this to her. I'm going to do that to her. She doesn't have anybody to protect her. And I think sometimes some people will try to vet you and see what type of support system you have. They'll try to be like, well, what kind of family you come from? You got any uncles? You got any cousins? You got any brothers? They will try to vet you and see if you have a support system or a system of people that will protect you. And then based off of that, they will try it with you. I'm telling you, like, every abuser, all abusers won't try to abuse all people. They know who to try and they know who not to. And let me say this. If you don't have a support system or you don't have a group of people around you that will protect you, you need to have just a little bit of crazy. You know what I'm saying? There has to be something about you that's going to kind of shake the table a little bit, just a little bit of crazy. And that means like occasionally you might have to get a little spicy and extra crispy. Like you're going to have to let someone know without directly saying it that you'll fuck them up if you have to. Excuse my French, but I had to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not that you ever would, but to me, just the idea that you will, in a sense, protect you. You know, even if you got a lie, when they start vetting you and you come, like, guys, I come from a all-female family. We have all women in my family. But if it ever got real and somebody starts trying to vet me and they, oh, where your daddy at? Oh, he in jail because he beat up my last boyfriend. Lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you have to do to protect yourself or whatever. I have seen situations where there are guys that are people, not even, because by the way, let me say this. There are women that are also abusive. Let's not forget, there are women that are in relationships with men. I've seen it where the man is not an abusive man. He's not, but the woman is. I have seen one particular girl that I know. She and I used to work together years ago. This girl literally fought every guy she dated. She fought them. And so in these relationships, sometimes the women can be the abuser. With women abusers, maybe some of them know like, oh, well, I don't really even know if they care if you got sisters that'll beat them up. I don't even think that they think like that or whatever. But anyway, you just have to show a little bit of crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just to anybody because they know who to try and they know who not to. Some people. Now, some of them just downright crazy. And to that I say, when you see crazy coming, cross the street. Okay, another thing about crazy. Let me tell you how you will know if somebody is crazy. If the ears are below the eyes, get ready for a surprise. Let me say that again. If the ears are below the eyes, get ready for a surprise. Listen, you need to measure them ears against them eyes. Y'all see this? Watch this. Y'all see how the corner of my eye lined up to my ear? You see how the ears are a little bit above my eyes? If you meet somebody and that fool eyes, his ears start right here, and them eyes up here, bitch, run. If the ears are below the eyes, get ready for a surprise. Look it up. They said serial killers, a lot of them serial killers, they ears be below their eyes, baby. Them ears be starting down here and the eyes be up here. Run. I'ma need you girls that's still out here dating. I'm not against dating, by the way. I be having to put that in the girl every time we talk about men's, girl. The men's, let me put my disclaimer. I don't hate men. This is just a PSA. And I just want to let you guys know that you have to take cautionary precautions if you are out dating. My recommendation is one at a time, one daily dose of a man at a time. Okay, that is my disclaimer. I am not a man hater. This conversation is to strictly bring awareness. Thank you for sponsoring today's video and on to the vlog. I be having to say that because if I don't say that little disclaimer, the girls will be like, you don't like men. I don't have a problem with men. I'm just giving you girls what the Lord love, and that's the truth. I'm just letting you know, like sometimes there are people with ulterior motives. Sometimes you're going to run across unhealed people. Sometimes you're going to be the one unhealed. And I'm just trying to help you navigate and giving you experiences from my own experiences, like the no contact rule, across the street when you see crazy coming. And that could be in a figurative sense or that could be in a literal sense. I have literally had to cross the street when I've seen crazy coming. And that means you kind of can feel a person out when you meet them and you can sense that something is off a little bit about them. And once you sense that, that means that you don't talk to them any further. Cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave it alone. And in a sense, figuratively speaking and literally speaking, you are essentially crossing the street because you saw crazy coming. That's all I'm saying. if you start picking up on things, if a guy is a little bit too rough, I'm sorry guys, I keep saying guys, but I'm just speaking in general. If someone is a little bit too rough, like all that damn play fighting, I don't play, like I've never done that. I've never gotten into play fighting with people because that could lead to a lot of other things. And one thing that my mom always taught us, she was like, when guys start doing all of that play fighting and stuff, they're trying to test your strength. They're trying to see how strong you are. And that was something my mom taught me at a really young age. And that's another thing. And it's just like, just be aware of how people will try to test you. And again, typically when I'm giving this advice, it is to my younger bombshells, and it is to my bombshells that have not been, you're just now starting to get back on the old horse and start dating again or whatever. And so, yeah. And then last but not least, girl, when it comes to dating, I hate to say this. I hate to say it, but it's true. The person that is least invested, the one who is just least invested, who calls, who's not calling as much or who is not putting in as much effort, is typically the person that runs the relationship. It is unfortunate, and I'm not telling you to go out here and be unbothered and uninvested, but what I am saying is have your own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So you're not the one constantly texting, constantly calling, constantly chasing. When I'm gonna see you again, what we gonna do? Don't do any of that. I don't feel that you need to exert any of your energy doing that. What I do feel that you need to be doing is constantly working on you. Keep your hobbies going. Stay focused and stay busy. Even if you don't have a lot of motion or have a lot of stuff going on, they don't need to know that. I don't care if you're not doing nothing and all you're doing is bed writing. When they call you, what are you doing? Oh, I'm about to log on to this course I'm taking. I don't care if you gotta, I don't really care if you have to make something up, but you don't always want to put yourself in a position where you are constantly available, because I do feel that people tend to take advantage of you when you are always available. And if they don't take advantage of you, they will take you for granted. All right, girls, I just finished washing the clip-ins. So we're just gonna let them air dry just to see what the texture of the hair is gonna look like. But let me just say this. I saw a girl, she did like she did a video about a company she was working with. I think she may have only worked at that company 2 days, girl. She talked about this company has heavy practices of name discrimination. So when she was going through training, they was telling her, like, if the name sounds like it's a name from a certain demographic, if it's a certain particular sounding name, to not process the application and maybe just write something in the file saying that she couldn't contact the person or something to that effect. And so I was like, wow, that's really, really sad. And unfortunately, I learned about name discrimination at a very, 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 very young age. And as a result of me learning about name discrimination, I learned how to play the game. One person's suggestion about, if your name does sound a little bit more ethnic, is to use your middle name. And y'all, it's really sad that we have to do that. But guys, I've had to do it. I still do it. I can honestly say that there's never been a time in my life where I've had any challenges finding a job. This season has been a lot more challenging, but I'm not going to let it defeat me. I'm going to keep trying. But it has been challenging, and I often wonder, like, why? You know, I know that the economy is bad, companies are laying off, but you know, I'm like, damn, if I wasn't able to ever do anything, baby, I could find a job, and not only find a job, get the money I wanted, you know, that went with it. But this time is different. We're just in different times. But not only, I mean, I'm gonna say I wonder about that, as well as, you know, are they, you know, discriminating because I am a woman? You know, of course they don't know with my name, they don't know well, the name I'm using now on my resume, they don't know if I'm black or not. But it just makes me wonder. But guys, I literally used to use my first and last name on my resumes. And I know that my name does look Middle Eastern. It doesn't look like your traditional American name. It is a very, my name is a very, it's very intimidating. And it does look very hard to pronounce. And so I learned that early on, and y'all, I just started using my middle name, and that's it. And I hate to say that, because the thing that we don't have any control over is our name. You just don't have any control over that. But if I can lend or offer a suggestion, girls, if you have a name complicated, you know, like mine, I would say just use your middle name. I hate to say that, or even if you have to shorten your name or whatever. I just feel like if you are out in this job market, you literally have to play the game. You got to play the game, and you might have to do some things that you're traditionally not used to doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's one thing to kind of stretch your experience on your resume, but it's another thing when you have to, you know, kind of change your name up a little bit, and, you know, but you do what you have to do. The only thing I'm going to say that I don't suggest, don't lie about having a degree. You know, the advice that I will lend you is that maybe on your resume you can say that you're pursuing your degree in whatever, but don't lie, because they do look it up. They do check. And so I don't know, girls. You know, it's just, we're just living in some different times. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, a couple of, you know, in the clips I was saying earlier, no matter what, we have to find joy in little things, because the bottom line is your situation can always be worse. It could be worse than what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so just find joy in the little things, no matter what, and just be grateful. No matter, even if you're not where you want to be, just be grateful for where you are, where you're not. So anyway, girls, I think this might end the vlog. I have no idea how much footage we have. I don't know what this vlog is giving. I hope that I'm able to kind of crank out a couple of more videos this week, because we are behind, because we didn't post last week. But yeah, so anyway, girls, let me kind of compile the footage and get everything together, and then I'll give you guys, well, I was gonna say I'm gonna call y'all back, but I probably won't be calling y'all back in this vlog. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Give me a run for my money. There is nobody.